Good morning. This is just a simple, short, guided meditation session for anyone that needs it. It will be useful in the morning first thing, and is a great way just to ground you before you go about your day, especially if you suffer from anxiety or you're feeling particularly stressed. So we're going to go through a short phase of just stabilizing our attention or concentration, which can be normally jumping about. And then once that has just settled, we'll move into what we call non-dual awareness or effortless mindfulness, which is exploring the spaces between and behind our thoughts and the objects that we're aware of to see what there is prior to those arising. So just make yourself comfortable. You can have your eyes open or closed. You can be sitting up or lying down, but if you're lying down, just be aware that you might have a tendency to fall asleep. And just begin by becoming aware of your breath. Now, if the breath is something that makes you anxious when you focus on it, or makes you even feel short of breath, just know that that's not uncommon at all. You can either just work with the movements of the body as you're breathing, so feeling the tummy and focusing on the tummy more, or feeling the chest and focusing on the chest moving more. Or if that's still too uncomfortable, you can just focus on sensations in the body or even just the sound of my voice. All we're doing is trying to choose one thing, one object of our attention, and just trying to focus on that one thing so that we don't go bouncing around from thought to thought to thought to thought to thought. So I'll guide you through the breath. But like I said, if the breath makes you feel anxious, then just focus on the sound of my voice or any other sound you can hear. So first thing is just to take 5 slow, long breaths. And if you can, inhale and exhale through the nose. But if you're finding that difficult, you can always do it through pursed lips. And you're actually going to count 5 complete breaths down from 5 to 0. And each time you exhale, just allow any tension that you notice in the body to dissolve or evaporate with that exhalation. So as you exhale next, you might just soften the shoulders, soften the neck, the jaw, the face, anywhere you particularly feel tension. Exhaling again, you might release more tension from the same area. And you might do that over several breaths, or you might notice that actually there's somewhere else, maybe the belly or the back, that also requires a bit of attention. And as you release that tension each time and the breath just trickles away, you're finding yourself, as a pleasant side effect, just becoming more relaxed, maybe less scattered, maybe more grounded. We're just going to follow that breath, not labeling it in any way or analyzing it or naming it, but just being completely aware of its texture, its feeling, its qualities. Is it rough or smooth, fast or slow? And noticing that at the beginning and the end of the inhale and exhale, there's a short pause where the breath just seems to disappear or vanish. And start to become more curious about those pauses, those spaces where the breath doesn't seem to exist. We can follow the breath in and we can follow the breath out. And we can also be completely aware of those spaces where there is no movement, no apparent breath, even though they might only last for a second or a fraction of a second. And we start to become curious or maybe fascinated by those spaces at the end of each breath. There's nothing to focus on there, but we're clearly aware of the empty space or the quietness or the stillness of those brief moments. If your attention has wandered off, has stretched out towards some other object, probably thoughts bouncing from one thought to another, that's perfectly normal. But we're just trying to soften that attention and let it settle on the spaces where there's no particular focus. So you'll notice that it takes some effort or energy to start chasing your thoughts. Just thinking is an effortful process. And in this practice, what we're really doing is slowly letting go of effort. Just like we relaxed our shoulders and our face, we're also relaxing our attention or our focus. You can keep falling back into those silent, quiet spaces between one breath and the next. Or you might even notice that there's quietness and stillness between the thoughts. Hello.